Hello everyone, hope you are doing good. In this video, I will discuss about what is the difference between abstract class and interface in Java. So this is the most important interview question for freshers and experienced candidates. So let's get started. First, I will create one program so I can explain the differences so we can understand easily. Abstract class A, interface B. So first I will create two methods, both abstract class and inside abstract class and inside interface. So public string suppose some name semicolon. I'm copying this. Control C, Control V, Control A. See here in interface, this method is correct. In abstract class, so we are getting the error. Check. Here change a dot name to a class name method to abstract. That change. So here in abstract class, inside abstract class, every like inside abstract class methods must abstract keyword. Here that means abstract. Here abstract methods must add abstract keyword. Abstract method must add abstract keyword. So this is the one abstract method and this is also one abstract method. But here in interface, abstract keyword is optional. Let's see here abstract controllers here inside interface abstract keyword is optional. Compiler will add abstract keyword. Let's remove this controller. Let's check the internal code. It is really adding abstract keyword inside interface or not. So for that, here I am created two classes. Class A, here abstract class. It is a abstract class. A.java, it is a abstract class. Inside abstract class, int a equal to 0. Here B.class Java, it is an interface. Here I am declared int a equal to 0. Public string name. Let's cmd. Here Java P hyphen A. See here. This is public abstract class. Int a is there. One constructor is there. Java P B. Here. See in name, this is the interface, right? Interface B. Let's go to ID. Interface B string. Here public string name. There is no abstract keyword, but internally compiler added abstract keyword. Verify abstract is added. The abstract keyword is added. So here abstract methods no need to add abstract keyword. Big keyword here compiler adds abstract keyword compiler adds abstract keyword internally in interfaces. So what's difference? Abstract class it is a interface. So here it is a interface. It is a abstract keyword. In abstract inside abstract class, abstract methods must add abstract keyword. Abstract keyword we need to add if any abstract methods are there. In interface abstract methods no need to add abstract keyword because of compiler adds abstract keyword internally in interfaces. This is the first point. Second point, suppose if any class with return suppose none. This is a method with body is called concrete method. So this is a method name method inside a body is called concrete method. Method with body is called concrete method is called concrete method. Here, concrete methods are allowed. Control C, let's verify here allowed or not. Here, concrete methods are not allowed. It is asking to change name to default or change name to name method to static. So here, concrete methods are allowed. Next point, in abstract class, concrete methods are allowed. Concrete methods are allowed. Here, concrete methods are allowed. Here, verify here. What is saying here? Change to default or static. Let's say it is here. Static methods are allowed or not. Public static, suppose in not in suppose string. Here also static methods allowed. So suppose let's say here also static methods are allowed. So change default. Here concrete methods are allowed. Here default methods are allowed. Allowed. Next, concrete methods are allowed. Concrete method is nothing but method with body. Method with body. Here default methods are allowed. Here default methods are allowed. So static methods allowed in both. So I am not mentioning. Next, third point, multiple inheritance is not allowed. Here inheritance. Suppose here through classes multiple inheritance not allowed. If extends two classes is not possible. So in interfaces we can extends. Yeah, multiple inheritance is allowed through interfaces. So suppose multiple inheritance, right? Suppose class C and here class D is there. So if you want to here abstract class extends C comma D, it is not allowed. So suppose it is not allowed, it is one is allowed. Like we can extend C only one only allowed. Let's go here. Suppose class C is there. So it is interface C, right? Suppose change this to interface D. So C implements B comma D. It is allowed. So it is allowed. That means remove this to remove this. That means multiple inheritance is not allowed. Abstract classes through multiple inheritance is not allowed. Is not allowed. Multiple inheritance is not allowed. Here multiple inheritance is allowed through interfaces. Here multiple inheritance is allowed through interfaces. So multiple inheritance is allowed through interfaces. So this is the third point. This is the third point. So fourth point is final static instance variables allowed. Let's verify here which variables are allowed, which variables are allowed. I will take 3. So about final end A. Then what is saying? Initialize. Okay. Static B. What is saying? Static int B. Int B. 3 types of suppose C. 3 types of variables. Final variable, static variable, instance variable. So copy these 3, paste here. Verify here. So it is asking to initialize. Okay. Control Z. It is asking to here initialize B. Here asking to initialize suppose 0. Here instance variables are not allowed. Initializing final field declaration. It is not allowed. See internal code, what is happening inside this. For that, go to here, say this abstract class A. I am created one variable, and here interface B. I am created one variable int A equal to 0. Let's check here. See abstract class A int A. This is the instance variable. See here. This is a go to here. This is interface into A equal to 0. Same I am created also abstract class int A is equal to 0. But compiler some code is added here. Int A is there same in abstract class, but here interface int A is there, but here added static final. Static final added. That means every variable inside interface is a static final. Either we are declared static final or not, but must be static final. Here static final. But in abstract class, it is allowed both final variables, static variables, and instance variables. But here allowed only final variables and static variables. Remember, then 4 point final, static, and instance variables allowed. Final, static, and instance variables allowed. Instance variables allowed. Here only static and final variables are only static and final variables allowed. Must assign default only static and final variables allowed, and must assign default value. Must assign default value. Compiler by default add static final to the variables 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 here. Must adds here. Compiler by default compiler by default adds static final to the variables only static final variables allowed. Must assign default value. Compiler by default add static final to the variables. This is the 4th point. So 5th point, constructor is there. Constructor abstract class I have default constructor. Interface I have no default constructor. No default constructor. So abstract class have default constructor. Abstract class have default constructor. Interface have no default constructor. Let's verify. Compiler added code here. This is the public abstract class here. Here A. This method name and class name same. That means it is a default constructor. Here interface B. This is the instance variable is there. One abstract method is there, but there is no constructor. See here, abstract class have default constructor. Interface have no default constructor. 6th point is private protected access modifiers allowed inside abstract class. Private and protected access modifiers allowed. Public default allowed. With those, these are also allowed. Private and protected access modifiers allowed. Verify here. So this saying like private string suppose name return null. So it is a method. Copy, remove this. See here, control S private string name. So here private modifier is allowed. Here allowed. Private string name. So let's remove this semicolon. Verify here. Control V. Control Z. Here. Control C this one. Go to this a.java. So add this one. So I'm adding one private method. Control S. Let's verify here. CLS clean Java C a dot Java. It is allowed. So let's save. I will paste here. Control V private string name. Control S. Let's verify it is allowed or not. CLS Java C b dot Java. It is also allowed. Private methods allowed in interface and abstract class. Next verify here. Here this is a private method. So copy. Same. Control L. These private modifiers are allowed. Change protected. Here. Change protected. Protected. Copy this modifier. Replace here in interface. Control L. Here we are getting error. Illegal modifier. Here method name only public, private, abstract, default, permitted. So here protected not allowed in interface. So go to here protected access modifier. So this is the abstract class. Here abstract class. What is saying abstract class? It is allowing product access modifier allowed. Same. Here control C. Here product access modifier is not allowed. Is not allowed. Here is not allowed. Copy this one. Replace here. Product access modifier is allowed. Remove this one. Next 7 point when we use case. Here this is the 7 point use case. If only few classes. If only few classes are mandatory. If only few classes are mandatory to implement our methods, then go for it. Suppose example, on product is there, it has multiple implementation classes are like product is there, like Apple product class is there, Sony product class is there, like so many implementations are there. So for those all implementations, for few implementation classes only we need to override few methods. Then we can go only if only few classes are mandatory to implement all methods, then go for it. Here use case. Here use case. Here if all classes are mandatory to implement all methods, then go for it. And these are the 7 differences sufficient. If any interviewer asking, you can explain, then they will satisfy. Then they will happy with your explanation. This is the 7 point. So here, what is difference between abstract class and interface in Java? Abstract methods must add abstract keyword inside abstract class. Abstract methods must add abstract keyword. Abstract methods no need to add abstract keyword because of compiler adds abstract keyword internally in interfaces. Remember this point first. Concrete methods are allowed. Nothing about method with code. Default methods are allowed. Both in static methods are allowed. Both abstract class and interface. So I'm not mentioning. Multiple inheritance is not allowed here. Multiple inheritance is allowed through interfaces. Final static and instance variables are allowed. Only static final variables allowed. Allowed must assign default value. Compare by default add static final to the variables. Every variable in interface is a static final. Every variable inside a Java T B. See static final. Only static final variables are must assign default value. Compared by default add static final to the variables. Abstract class has default constructor. Interface has no default constructor. Protected access modifier is allowed. Protected access modifier is not allowed. Remaining are both allowed, like private, public, and the default both are allowed, but protected allowed in abstract class, but interface not allowed. Here, use case if only few classes are mandatory to implement all methods, then go for it. Suppose in abstract class, if you are developing any method, if you are developing any one method, then if you want, we can override, else not. But if you are developed any method in interface, we need to force it to implement it. Our implementation class. If all classes are mandatory to implement all methods, then go for it. It's all about difference between abstract class and interface. Thank you for watching. For more videos, please subscribe to this YouTube channel.